everyone. Welcome to another episode of It's Crystal Clear, a show designed to tell you where your money is going instead of always wondering where it went. My name is Felicia Young, and I am so thankful that you are here, and thank you for allowing me to help you with your journey towards financial freedom. So today's episode is called Period. In this episode, I will go deeper into the subject of credit and how to use it to benefit your life, not be abused. Period. So when you were in elementary school, I'm sure you learned about punctuation marks. Punctuation marks are marks that indicate how a piece of written text should be read. So you have a question mark that's used in a sentence where there is a question of uncertainty or doubt. So for example, do you really want to keep drowning in debt? You have an exclamation point that is used to emphasize strong feelings. For example, I'm tired of being broke. You have a comma. That's a punctuation mark that causes a short pause and is used to divide parts of a sentence. For example, I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck, but thank God that It's Crystal Clear podcast is helping me become free indeed. You're welcome. So you have a colon, the semicolon, apostrophe, quotation marks, parentheses, brackets, hyphens, but today's lesson is going to focus on the period. So a period is a punctuation mark that is used to end a sentence. It signals that the sentence is finished. It signals that the statement is final. It signals that there really isn't nothing else to be said. Period. In a previous episode, we touched on the subject of credit and how you can use it to fund your dreams. Today, we're going to dive a little bit deeper into that subject. So credit, what is it exactly? Credit is an agreement that you make with a lender to allow you to purchase something of value now with a promise to pay for it in the future, usually with interest. Some common types of credit are credit cards, car loans, student loans, payday loans, mortgages. So if used correctly, having access to credit can allow you to purchase things of value that would normally be difficult to save for, like a mortgage. But somehow over the years, having access to credit has been abused and has been mismanaged. A recent study says 3 out of 5 Americans are in credit card debt, with 28% going deeper into debt every month because they won't stop swiping and can't afford the monthly payments. And a good portion of those says that it may take 5 years or more to pay off the balance because of minimum payments, interest, and late fees. Now let's take a closer look at this. So say 5 years ago, you purchased a pair of shoes that you just had to have that end up being so uncomfortable and you only wore them 1 or 2 times. And you had to get an outfit to match that you only wore once or twice to go on the date night on the town with the person that you just had to spend time with. And you charged it all on your credit card. So we're going to say it was $500. So you didn't want to come off $500 at one time. So you started making monthly minimum payments and made the minimum payment on your card for 5 years. And we're going to say the interest rate was 15%. So after 5 years, for that one night of fun, you would have paid $713.50. You don't wear those shoes no more, can't fit that outfit, and you broke up with the person that you had to have big fun with. The question is, was it worth it? In this new season, I want you to only use credit as a means to fund big ticket items, like a home, or an affordable car, or your new business. And for the other things that you need or want, I want you to save for it. And I want you to only pay the price that it costs, period. So in order for you to get to that point, you have to do what I keep telling y'all to do over and over again. Write down what goals you want to achieve. So what do you want to be? What do you need to be a part of your future that you have to have credit for? So is it a home? That's affordable. Is it that car? That's affordable. Is it a new business? What major item do you want to purchase in your future that you need credit for? So now that you know what you want in the future, you need to face the steps to get there now. So the first thing is to get a copy of your credit report. Every year, you're able to get a free credit report through annualcreditreport.com. Once you get it, I need you to review it. Verify that the information is correct. If it's not, Send a letter to the 3 credit bureaus asking them to investigate and validate that information. The creditors have 30 days to provide proof that the debt is yours. If they don't, the credit bureaus can remove this debt from your credit report. When you do this, do not just say that the debt isn't yours or the debt is fraud. The bureaus can easily verify all of that information. You need to simply say you're requesting the investigation and you want written proof on this account to make sure that it's accurate. Challenging this in this manner can get the debt removed from your report legally. So if they validate it and if it is your debt, you can contact the companies to ask for a pay for deletion letter. That's asking them to accept an amount that you're able to pay in order to get the negative mark removed from your credit report. So do this for every single negative item that's on your report. And make sure that you keep all written correspondence. Make sure you document all the phone calls, dates, and times, and keep a file. So while you're working to clean up your credit report, I need you to be more intentional about how you use your current credit. I need you to swipe with intention. Quit using your credit card to purchase items that you can easily save for. If you need a new pair of shoes, make time to budget and save for it. You reduced your latte factor, so you should have extra money sitting in an interest-bearing account that can pay for it. If you're trying to build up your credit score, I need you to swipe with intention. Fill up your car with gas, and when the credit card bill comes, pay it off. Do not let the payment get 30 days behind. That's defeating its whole purpose. So not only is it dropping your credit score more, but you're paying extra for gas because interest are paying over the time and late fees. I need you to be intentional about swiping. Pay your credit card bills and any loans that you have on time, every time. A late payment can stay on your credit report for 7 years. Who got time for that? In the previous episode, you already learned to make time to review your bills and to budget your money every single week. So why would you spend time doing that? To be late on a bill that will be on your credit report for 7 years. If you want to reach your financial goals, I need you to make time to pay on time, every time, period. So you want to purchase a home or a car or start a business. You have to put yourself in the shoes of the lender who will say yes or no to your request. So once you know what they'll be looking for on their end, you can start now to make sure that you're the file that they're looking to approve. So remember in the previous episode, I said that lenders loan money with certain interest rates, which is based on how much of a risk they feel that you are. So lenders, they usually look at something and use something called the 5 C's of credit to determine if you will get a loan or not. So the 5 C's are character, capacity, capital, collateral, and conditions. So character, this is your reputation and this is your credit history. They're going to pull your credit report that you're taking time to clean up. So they're going to look at your payment history. They're going to look at your outstanding debts. They're going to look at your credit score. They're going to look at past bankruptcies. They're going to look to see if you had any foreclosures or if you had any liens or judgments. So this is a critical factor because it helps the lender to determine if you're a safe risk or not. Number 2 is capacity. Do you have enough money to even repay them if they loaned you the money? So after you pay all of your current obligations, how much money do you realistically have left? They want to know if you can even afford to add one more penny of obligations to your jam-packed budget. So that's why it's so important to explore your latte factor. You have to free up as much debt as possible so the lenders can see that you definitely have more income than expenses month after month, and that you can realistically afford to buy whatever it is you're wanting. Number 3, collateral. So depending on the type of loan you're needing credit for, lenders will want to know what fixed assets do you currently own. So just in case you stop paying in the future, they're taking your stuff of value. Or if you get in a financial bind, that you have the assets to sell to continue your payment. So like if you get a mortgage, your home will be used as collateral. So if you fail to make the payment as agreed upon and you miss time after time, you will face foreclosure. Number 4 is capital. Capital is similar to collateral. Capital is personal assets like vehicles, properties, and investments. These items determine your net worth, your value. So capital is important because it gives the lender a sense of security regarding you and more favorable loan terms, like a lower interest rate. Number 5, conditions is the purpose of the loan, the amount being borrowed, and the interest rate. So as you can see, lenders want to make sure that they get a great return on their investment with you. My question is, wouldn't you want the same thing if you loan any size money to anybody? Of course you would. So now that you know what the lenders are asking for, you can start making plans now to check off their 5 C's list in the future. All you're doing is getting prepared. I know you can do it. I know you can do it, but you have to stop and you have to make time to address your past. You need to get a better handle on your present so you can ball out in the future, period. So, what factors are important to consider in order to make your credit scores rise now so you can ball out later? Number 1, the history of on-time payments make up 35% of your credit rating. Remember, if you're 30 days late on a bill, that can stay on your credit report 7 years, and you do not have time for that. Pay on time every time. Number 2, low balances on your credit cards or loans make up 30% of your credit rating. Remember, the more available access to money that you have and you're not maxing it out, the more favorable it'll look to lenders in regard to your discipline, in regards to money management, and determination to get the loan for the purchase that you really want. So number 3, older accounts. The age of your accounts make up 15% of your credit report. The older your accounts are that are paid on time, the better you look to a lender. Again, they want to see that you had access to the money for a long time and you didn't mismanagement. And remember, do not close any of your accounts. That will definitely drop your credit scores. Number 4, new credit inquiries make up 10% of your credit report. So there are 2 types of credit inquiries. There's soft inquiries and there's hard inquiries. Soft inquiries include like checking your own credit report, giving a potential employer permission to check your credit report, doing credit checks by the banks that you already do business with, or credit card companies that check your file to see if they want to send you pre-approved credit offers. A soft inquiry normally doesn't affect your credit score. Then you have the hard inquiry. A hard inquiry can affect your credit score from a few months to like 2 years. So examples of hard inquiries are an application for a credit card, or an application for a home mortgage, or an application for a car loan. So if you put in several applications over a short period of time, this may definitely damage your credit scores. Some lenders take that to mean that you may be facing the financial difficulties, and that makes you look like a bigger risk. So if you're trying to raise your score, try as best as you can to avoid applying for new credit for a while. Number 5, credit mix makes up 10% of your credit history. So as long as you can effectively manage your credit, having mixed use lines of credit will increase your score. So this shows lenders that you can manage the obligations that come from borrowing all kinds of debt. So examples of this are like a revolving credit, which is a line of credit that remains open even as you make payments. An example of that is a credit card. And then they have installment loans. Installment loans are loans that are repaid with a regular payment until the loan is paid in full, like a car note or a mortgage. So now if you already have these types of loans, I want you to keep making payments on time every time to improve your credit score. But if you do not have a mixed credit history, do not open a new account now to get one. The only time I need you to do so is if you're advised by the lender who is helping you to get approved for their loan. So, there are people out there who would advise against using credit at all. We know there are many cons against credit, like it costs you more to borrow the money as opposed to simply saving for everything that you want, as opposed to simply saving for anything that you need. Or like people who mismanage their credit. They're swiping all the time. They're not paying on time. Sometimes they're not even paying at all. Like people having to rely on credit cards to simply live off on. And it's causing a vicious, never-ending cycle of paying the minimum payments for years. And they end up paying more to borrow that money than the stuff actually purchased cost. You're going to pay more at the end if you keep swiping and doing minimum payments. So those are all valid and realistic cons to credit. But at the end of the day, the choice is yours. Do you want to be debt free? Do you want to save for everything that you want and need? It's your choice. And you can do it if you want to. Or do you want to use the discipline that you now have to use credit as just a tool to help fund your dreams? Again, it's your choice. But I know one thing for sure. You will no longer be bound by credit card debt. You're going to pay every bill on time, every time. Paying a bill every month for something you purchased years ago that you may not even have, or that's broke, or you don't need no more, that's not what you're going to do anymore. Period. You're going to be strategic. I want you to be extremely strategic on how you will use your credit card to benefit your life. Period. You're going to make time to use the snowball effect to pay off each loan that you have. Period. You're going to stop swiping for everything that you see and want. That's not part of your goals. Period. You're going to utilize the steps that you're learning through Is Crystal Clear podcast to address old debt, manage your current debt, and effectively plan for your future dreams. Period. And you're going to do all of this within budget. Period. Okay? So, this is today's episode, and I hope something that was said really blessed your life. I really hope it did, because I want to see you win. I want to see you achieve your goals. I want to see you do it. So as always, I want to thank my behind the scenes team for all the great work that they do. And as always, I want to thank each and every one of you for allowing me to be a part of your free Indeed journey. Please make sure to share this episode with people you know who would benefit from what's taught on here on Is Crystal Clear podcast. And you know the podcast is on Spotify. You know we're on YouTube, and you know we are Apple. So until next time, I need you to dream big. I need you to stay focused, and I need you to live your best life within budget. I will see you next time on Is Crystal